All right, hello there. I think I'm recording. If not, then this is gonna stink. But I'm pretty sure I'm recording. Um, New to the whole recording with Zoom. All right, so this is how to navigate my Canvas page. So here I'm on the front page. I'm in the student view, and I'm on the front page of Secondary Math 2, and this is everything that the students will see. Right, so there's home, there's announcements. This is where I talk to students every single week, where I put up announcements, where I talk to them when they're not in class. It also shows over here the to-do. So these are all where it has like this little what's it called, megaphone right here. Those are announcements. This is a quiz, the rocket ship. Grades is where, that's not where I post grades. That's on PowerSchool. The PowerSchool grades are correct, not the Canvas grades. But if you take a quiz and you want to see what you did wrong, things like that, you click on grades. You can click on quizzes. People is obviously you have access to people in the class. You can send messages back and forth. Quizzes is just a quick place to get the quiz if you want. But everything you'll ever need in my class is right here in modules. So I'm going to come over here and click on modules. All right. So here, let me make all these small. These are new ones that I haven't made small yet. Okay, so I'm right here. So this is the syllabus, right? It just shows you a link to the syllabus and all that stuff. We're kind of done with that, so you don't really need to do that right now. These are introductions, don't need to do that either. This is where it starts, polynomial operations. So every single one of these modules is a standard that has been tested on, that has been assessed. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Polynomial operations, where my mouse is here. Factoring quadratics, solving quadratics by factoring, and characteristics of graphs. Those 4 were the standards that were tested on Q1. And so far, we've tested on properties of radicals and rational exponents and imaginary complex numbers in Q2. This is our current standard that we're working on. Right, we're actually, well, I'll show you that in a second. So this is where you want to start for Q1, polynomial operations. Now this seems like a lot. It's not as much as you think, I promise. This was the beginning of the year. I was still kind of figuring out how to work Canvas and how I wanted things organized. But it's not as bad anymore. This right here, wherever it says resources, this is where I put in my videos of me teaching. Right, this vocabulary is not required, right? I don't test on it, but I use academic vocabulary, right? So it might be a good idea to look at it. We're going to look here first, where it says resources for adding, subtracting polynomials. So this was week 1 when I started instruction. So I'm going to click here. So wherever it says resources in the module, that's where you find instructional videos, right? So you see here I have an embedded link. So I have a video of me doing the guided notes that that pass out in class, but it's also here online. I'll show you that in a second. Now, if my video doesn't make sense, or maybe my teaching style just doesn't mix with, or doesn't mesh nicely with your learning style, whatever it may be, I have my video. But in case you don't want to watch my video, I also have other videos. Now, my video tends to be a little longer because it's these videos put together, basically. So you don't need to watch all the videos. Just either watch my video or watch the other videos. Okay, now if you don't want to watch videos, if that's not the way you learn, then I got documents up here, right? So I have websites where you can actually read and things like that. And if you need things translated, I have things translated already in Spanish here. If you need it in different languages, then let me know and I'll get that done for you. Okay, I'll find the resources for you. So this, wherever it says resources, like I said in the modules, that's where you find instructional videos. Okay. So right here, resources. Where am I at? Resources. Now, like I said, with my videos, I go through guided notes with you. Right below the resources are the guided notes. And the guided notes, you can print them off. I have paper copies here in my classroom also. Or if you don't want to print it off, you can't print it off, if you want a paper copy, it's also a PDF, so it'll automatically upload for you here. Okay. So there's the guided notes. And the guided notes are always right below the resources. So let's go back. Right below the guided notes are the practice problems. So these are kind of like the homework. Now, right, I don't grade homework. You don't turn in homework. We don't grade it. I'll go over it in class with you if you want to, if you have questions. But if not, then the time when I work with it is when I work one-on-one with you. But if you have questions in class, things like that, we'll go over specific problems, or we'll go over the practice together if needed. But you don't turn it in and you don't grade it to me. So that's why it's called practice. This also is a PDF. You click on it, and you don't have to print it out, right? Because it is a PDF. It'll just automatically upload for you, or load, excuse me, for you. And then here's all your practice problems. Okay. Now, the practice problems tend to be more difficult than the quiz, because if you can do the practice problems, then I'm hoping the quiz will be super simple. And then right below the practice problems are answer keys. Now, it's the answer keys that are making it look like there's tons to do, because at the beginning of the year, I didn't know how to take 2 different PDFs and put them and combine them into one. I figured that out. And so now it's like that. But at the beginning of the year, it's not like that. So it seems like a lot because there's a bunch of answer keys. So this was week 1, adding, subtracting. Week 2 is multiplying. I also got a little bit more organized as we went on and started putting actually the week numbers. Now at the very end, when we're starting to quiz and test on these standards, you'll see where it says quiz review. So you can click on quiz review. Once again, it's a PDF. You don't have to print it off. It automatically loads for you without having to print anything off. So you can just do work on another piece of paper if you want. The reviews look identical to the quiz itself, just different numbers, right? So for example, this first quiz, it'll have 12 questions on it. And these questions are very, very similar to the ones that are on the quiz review or on the actual quiz itself, just different numbers, right? So this is exactly what is required of you on the quiz. And then once again, sorry, that's going to shoot back up. Let's see here. Once again, there's answer keys. Now the answer keys, I'm not gonna bring them up right now, just because they take a little bit longer to upload because they're bigger files, because they're answers. But they're not just answers. I've gone and physically written down every single step in detail, so you can see how I arrive to certain answers, right? So it's not just the answer where like, oh, I'm wrong, but what did I do wrong? It's actually there and it shows you how to do it. And then right here is where it is the assessment. So when you can take this assessment and click there, and this is the rubric. This is what I use to grade you. Right? So you can click on that and it shows the rubric. And that's the same for every single module, right? Every single one of these modules. So for example, this is the one we just finished with. You can see it's a little bit more organized now. Week 1, that's the first week we work on this stuff. We have the resources where you find all the videos and instructional material. Guided notes, right below that is the notes I use in my video. So you'll want that if you're going to watch my video. Practice problems, and then the answer keys. I finally figured out how to make a bunch of PDFs into one PDF. And so now there's just one answer key. So it looks looks a lot more streamlined, a lot more organized. Just like everyone else, teachers are learning Canvas and we're learning on the fly. And, so as we go on, it does look a lot nicer, but it's the same exact sequence or sequencing, right? We have instructional videos, then guided notes, then practice problems, and answer keys. That's for 1 week. Now, the instructional videos, I try to keep them right at 30 minutes. All right. So if 1 week I go long, then I'll have another video that goes short. So it kind of averages out nicely like that. I'm supposed to try to keep it to where you only have 2 hours of work time outside of class. So if I have a video that's a half hour, then that means the practice problems, I should only give you enough practice problems where it would take you a maximum of an hour and a half. Now I go through and do them myself, right, for the answer key. So I know how long it takes me. And then I multiply that by 3, and that's how long it should take you. So all of them are doable within 2 hours a week. Now, if you take longer than that, that's perfectly fine. It's just That's how long um, I take how long it takes me to do it, multiply by 3. Okay. And that's how long it should take you. If it takes you longer, then come talk to me. Maybe there's a concept that you're mixing up, or you just don't fully understand yet, that will make it a little bit more streamlined and a little bit quicker. That's pretty much, that's all Canvas, right? Everything is right here in modules. It's in the exact order that we go through it during the year. So for quarter one, if you're working on quarter one, right, we're doing polynomial operations, factoring, solving by factoring, characteristics. If you need, go to PowerSchool. The names of those evidences, right? They call it, or I call it evidence because it's an assessment. It's showing me evidence. They don't really have standards-based grading on PowerSchool, but go to PowerSchool, find that the name of the standard, and then you can find it here, and that's the module to work on, right? And then just once again, you need be paying attention to announcements. That's where I talk to you during the week. That's where I remind you what we're going over during the week. Remind you of deadlines and things like that. I also remind you of times where I have meetings after school and I'm not after school the entire until 3 o'clock. I'll have a meeting, things like that, right? But that's it. I'm going to somehow stop recording.